Hello, back again with another workout for my mom. This is another low impact. We're working a lot on shoulder stability and core and back strength, which is also part of your core. It's a very integral part of your core. The core wraps completely around the center of your torso. So you want all of those pieces to be strong. It helps keep you safe from back pain. It helps mitigate back pain. We want to get her some more shoulder mobility still after she had a broken shoulder last year. Still working on strengthening that back up now after it's healed. So yeah, let's get to it. Take a look at what we've got. Okay, so now I have a chair for just one exercise for today. You don't have to use that. This is how we modify for her needs. It's still a really great way to do things, so never feel any shame about doing that. Alright, we are starting with one arm rows, and we're going to be in a bit of a lunge position. So you're going to get the weight in the one hand, stepping the leg back on the same side, and you can be on the toes, or you can put the foot flat here. And we're just going to bend forward a little bit, and you're going to pull this weight up. And you don't want to jack the weight and the elbow up really high here. You just want to pull up enough that you can rotate, squeeze in the shoulder blade here, because this is where we're trying to work here, into the back. Okay, so not cranking up, just pulling up enough that you can squeeze and engage the shoulder blade. Okay, so we're going to do 10. Always pulling in the abs here, engaging. I'm not sure if this was 10 or not, but we did a bunch of demo ones on this side, so we're going to switch sides. Okay, you do 10 for you. And now the weight changes hands, and the leg going back also switches. Same leg, same arm, so just switch sides. And 10 on this side. Gauge the abs, the hinging forward, and up. You also don't want to crank the shoulder up. You saw me maybe do a little bit of that, and then correct myself. Engaging that shoulder blade. And 10. Alright. Now we're going to hold a plank. You can do this for as long as is possible for you. I'm just going to set a timer for us for 30 seconds. We'll shoot for that. Okay, so you can start here up on the chair, walking the feet back, coming onto the toes, coming forward. You want the shoulders to be stacked over the wrists. Engage everything, tuck. Don't leave yourself up like this. Don't be backing up like this. That's downward dog. You want to engage everything. Roll the shoulders back, down your back, and holding. Okay, so you can hold here, or if you don't need to, you can hold it down here on the ground. I'll hold it down here on the ground. I'll switch back and forth. All right, ready? And we're going to start the timer now. So we're just holding, engage everything, squeeze the glutes, pressing through the toes, squeezing the legs, pulling the shoulders back and down, pressing away from the ground while tucking the tailbone, pressing into the chair. Don't look up too high, don't look down too much. Just keep everything neutral. And just like that, that was 30 seconds. Easy when listening to me cue the whole time. Alright, now we need the 2 weights again. And we haven't had 2 weights yet, so not again. We're going to come into the bent forward position. Soft bend in the knees. And the weights are coming out to the side, and we're going to squeeze the shoulder blades together. Okay? And we're going to do this for 10. And 10. Alright, now we bring them up to the shoulders and We're going to alternate arms, pressing one weight overhead at a time. All right, so each one counts as 1, 4, we're going to 20, 6, make sure you pull the abs in, tuck the tailbone. And 20. Right, we can set the weights down. Now we're just going to work on a single leg balance move. So we're going to bring one knee up slowly to the belly, to the chest, as high as you can, and then lower it back down. And I don't want to hear your foot make a sound. So you want to lift up and bring the foot back down slowly, quietly, with control. This is a core move. You might think, wow, this is kind of a leg move. We're using the legs, but what we're doing is engaging the core to bring these up slowly and with control. This helps us to do things like walk around, climb uphill, walk up and down the steps, you name it. Helping get that range of motion, realizing, getting your muscles to remember and realize that you can walk around, that you can walk up steps, that you can land quietly, that you don't have to move around. I'm losing count as I talk. That you can walk around and you don't have to barely pick up your feet to do it because you're afraid of hurting the knees or hurting your hips or, you know, going through too crazy of a range of motion. You don't have to, oh God, and worry that your other leg, while you lift one foot up, that your other leg is not going to hold you. This is getting you prepared for things so that you can walk around and go, oh, my one leg will hold me. As long as I'm using my core, it will hold me. Pretty sure that's 20. So we'll talk more about that next time through. Now we're going to get a weight that's heavy for you, or if you're not used to it, then use a light weight. But we're going to get one weight, and I'm going to check myself in the mirror doors here to make sure I get the right form. I'm going to bring it up to the shoulder and press it up overhead. But now from here, we don't want to be leaning. We want to get the torso straight. There we go. And we're engaging here down into the shoulder blades again. So this is shoulder stabilizing. I should have set a timer. Just going to hold this for a few seconds. I didn't grab it before I started. I will before the next side. Okay. Bring it down. Grab my timer. All right. I'm going to switch to the other side. Press up overhead. I'm going to check my form. Get my torso straight. Making the back hold me. Even though you're holding this, you're using your shoulder to press and hold this overhead. It is not a shoulder exercise. It's a shoulder and back stabilizing exercise. Don't want to be tilting. Started my timer a little late, so we'll just go for another few seconds. Okay, and now we're going to work on grip strength. So we're going to use two weights that are really challenging for your hands, that when you try to do exercises with them, you really can't hold them for very long. So you want to hold them, and we're going to hold them at the sides, tucking the tailbone, keeping the abs engaged, and holding them away from the body. You don't want them resting on the sides of your thighs here, or on the fronts. You don't want them resting on you at all. I'm just going to hold them, and you can walk around a little bit. And we're going to do that again. I'll just set it for 30 seconds. And, ready. Okay. So we're holding. Don't be leaning to one side or the other. This is just to strengthen grip strength for exercises that you are stronger with, but you haven't been able to hold on to the heavier weights to do the exercises that you want to do. So that's for my mom. Her legs are very strong, but her hands haven't quite caught up to what her legs can do. So we're working on that, and we're done. Okay, and that was round one. So we're coming back around, back to the one arm rows in that lunge position. So we need the one weight in one hand and stepping back the leg on the same side. You can be on the toes or have the foot flat, hinging forward and bringing the weight and the arm, elbow pointing back, but not coming all the way up here, right? So squeeze that shoulder blade. You don't have to bring the arm up that high, just high enough that you squeeze the shoulder blade. It should feel like you're pinching something into the center of your back. And we're doing 10 and 10. Switching sides. Same thing. Hinging forward and only pulling the weight up as high as it needs to for you to squeeze the shoulder blade. And 10. Okay, and we're back to the plank. This time I'm going to hold it on the chair. So hands on the chair, stepping back onto the toes, coming forward, pressing through the shoulders, rolling the shoulders back and down, squeezing, and we'll go. So squeezing everything here, pressing through the toes, really making sure that you don't sag, don't press the hips up too high, don't let them sink too low, squeezing into the lower legs, through the calves, through the shins, through the quads and the hamstrings, keeping the arms straight, make sure the shoulders are in line over the wrists, not too far back, not too far forward, and that's 30. All right, and get the two weights again. This time it is again. And coming into that bent over position with the soft bend in the knees and bringing the weights to the side and squeezing the shoulder blades together. You should feel like you're pinching something, or you could pinch something in between the shoulder blades in the back. All right, so this is for 10 again. And coming up to the shoulders, pressing up overhead for one at a time for the overhead presses. 1, 2, 3, 4. That's how we're counting. Tuck the tailbone, keep your abs engaged. And 20. All right. Weights come down again, and we're back to the one leg balance. So, because the big thing with this is that, yeah, if you're lifting your foot up just a little bit to walk around and quickly just walking around, slamming, stomping your feet, you're putting so much pressure on all of your joints, not just in your feet, that goes up through your ankles. It hits your knees, it hits your hips, and then it goes into your back. So we want to control the way that we lower and lift the leg. All right, so we're going to practice that again. This is for 20. Just lifting up slow, engaging the core, and lowering quietly with control. This is for 20. I just said that. It drives me crazy though when you're doing workouts and they don't say how many reps it is. It's like, how long am I doing this for? Am I using the right weights? What's happening? Does this just go on forever? Leaves you wondering. You figure it out quick though. Floor is creaking. It's not the sound of my foot hitting it, I just have weight. And as I touch it, see, you lower it slowly. Using your core to lower and lift your legs. And 20. Okay, we got the one weight overhead again. We'll use a lighter one this time, just to hopefully better show you the form that we need. Get my timer ready. Press them up overhead. No, I still lean. Yeah, you just don't want to be like this, okay? So try to find a mirror or use your phone camera. Adjust yourself. Get everything all straightened out. And then engage it into the shoulder blade and hold. Because all in here is what's holding and stabilizing this weight. So if somebody charged into you right now, you wouldn't fall over, you wouldn't drop this weight, because it's not just your arm that's holding it. You're locked in and engaged here in the back in this strong, thick bundle of muscles. That's the key here. Get myself straight, okay, and switch to the other side and check my form again. It's hard to tell sometimes. You need somebody to look for you. You need to look at yourself. Making sure I'm straight. Okay. Alright. If you lean, ever so slightly, not a big deal. Just don't want it to be dramatic. It's just something we're working on. Check myself in this mirrored surface. So it looks pretty good. You just don't want to be all crazy leaning. Adjust yourself as best you can. Keep the core straight. It's just to prevent you too from leaning too much from one side to the other. That's 30. You don't want to be unstable when you lift things, even not weights, but if you're picking things up, you don't want to do it in an unstable way and lean too much to one side, crunching into your back. You want to do it with strength and control, using those muscles of your back and not just getting into the shoulders and twisting into your side and, not lifting it with the proper form, properly engaging the muscles. So that's why we're working on this. Okay. And we need the two heavier weights again, holding them at the sides. Oh, tucking the tailbone, roll the shoulders back, don't let the weights touch you, and you can take a walk if you want to. But as you do, you're not bending side to side, everything stays straight. You can just stand here. Some people like to take a walk. Walk it off. This is just working on the grip strength. 10 more seconds. Or you can go longer if you want to. Pause this video, hold it as long as your hands will hold. That's time. Okay. And we're back to the top for one last time. Let's get the one weight again in the one hand, stepping back the leg on the same side, going into the rows, and again, you can be on toes of the back foot if you want to get into a really deep lunge, or have the foot flat, hinging forward, and only pulling the weight up just enough, not pulling the elbow up too high, but not letting it flare out either, keeping it tucked in to your side, and just pulling it up enough that you're squeezing the shoulder blade. You don't need to crank it high to the sky. We're not trying to touch the elbow to the sky. All right, so 1, we're doing 10. Always pulling the abs in here, engaging, because you want everything to be strong and straight all through your core, all through your torso, and even into your legs, because that helps to control and stabilize you so that there's no bends and kinks for pain to creep in. You want to engage it strong, keep it strong and sturdy, and it will help things to not hurt, because we're not going to use the wrong muscles, pull anything, or bruise or injure any bones that way. Not that we're doing anything that crazy, but you always want to just be in the habit of using your core. That's what it's there for, to support and stabilize us. All right, so switch sides for 10. And if it seems like I'm really cranking, this is a light weight for me, so that's the reason. All right, we're coming back to the plank. I'll just do it on the chair again because it's here, so let's do it. Holding the plank, stepping back onto the toes, coming forward, rolling the shoulders back and down, engaging the abs, tucking the tailbone, and go. Make sure to keep everything in line here, everything in check. Really squeeze, project, push through those toes, straighten through the legs, and squeeze the glutes. Make sure to keep those shoulders coming back and down. Also pushing away from the chair, protracting here. And just like that, that's 30. Okay. One last time, we need the 2 weights. We're doing the reverse fly for 10. And we're coming into that bent over position. Soft bend in the knees. And lifting out to the sides, squeezing the shoulder blades together. Okay. And 10. Right, and then come up to the shoulders for the 20 presses overhead, one arm at a time. Tucking the tailbone, keep the abs pulled in, and press. Don't bring the shoulders up into the ears. Don't need to go this high. And 20, right, weights come down, doing the single leg balance one last time, right, so using the abs, using your core to lift up slowly and place it back down quietly with control. The legs are lifting, but we're not using the legs so much to do it. The movement is coming from the core. And if you use this anytime you walk, run, climb, anything, you're going to be so much stronger for it and so much more mobile for it. If this gets too easy, you can always add a weight to it to further challenge. But right now it's just about the control. And especially if you have knee issues or any kind of leg issues or lack of mobility and strength, this is a great exercise to do. You can even do it sitting. I'm losing count a little bit, but we're doing 20, so make sure you do 20. I think that's 20. So you can even do it in a chair. And you could even come on the toes here and lift. And same thing, just quietly lower. Lift, quietly lower. So there's something for everybody here. Okay, still engage the core, sit up tall. You can extend the leg. Lots of good chair stuff that we can do. Okay, knee lifts. Now, one more time, we need the one weight overhead. I'm like trying to put my timer down. Still need it. Okay, we're pressing the weight up overhead. Check my form. And holding, getting the, make sure the torso is straight upright, not bending to one side. And hold. Engaging down the back in the shoulder blade. Not really feeling this in the top of the shoulder. Maybe the lower parts of the shoulder, deep into the shoulder blades and even the lats. Those are right here underneath the arm. They're those fun swimmer's muscles that you see when they lift their arms up and they have those big muscles. Those are the lats. All right, we're going to switch sides if you didn't know. Okay, and, or maybe you've never noticed. If you watch the Olympics, you will. And press it up overhead, and again, straighten everything out. Don't have this cranked shoulder up into your ear, okay? Bring that down, it doesn't have to be up that high. Make sure everything's straight, and we're holding. It's a difficult position. Definitely is. This might be new for you. Maybe you want to even do this with very little to no weight. Just trying to engage those muscles that I'm talking about and work on that. Totally fine. Great idea so that you don't hurt anything. Because maybe even having your arms overhead is a whole new ball game for you. So it's something that we want to progress into. Keep it straight. Okay. And last thing, let's work on the grip strength. And should we hold it for a minute this time? I think so. All right. How am I going to set this timer? Okay. We'll pick them up. Holding them at the sides, but not against your sides. Tuck in the tailbone, engaging the core, roll the shoulders back, and we're holding. So you're going to hear this beep, and it won't be done yet, because I have to start the timer before I'm actually ready to use it, because my two hands are occupied, and I don't want to involve the devices in here that speak and make noise, because they're obnoxious. They have their place and their purpose, but, you know, you don't have to do this for a minute. You can do it for the 30 again. Take a break. That's the 30 now. Okay? We got 30 more. I had that timed exactly right. You get that internal clock once you've been doing this for a long time. I'm telling you, you can feel the passage of time. 10 more seconds. There's the beep. Yep. Okay. Do 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 do. 8. Alright, and a minute. Okay. And we'll put them down. Okay. So we worked on a lot of good stuff here. Worked on a lot of the back strengthening stuff. Like I said, a lot of it is core and back and shoulder strength and stabilization. Those are just so essential to helping you mitigate pain, relieve pain, and just be pain-free. So I hope you like this. If you want, again, this is for my mom. She specifically watches these videos when I'm not here so that she can get these workouts in on her own time. And she has the guidance of a video to follow because it's just nice and easy that way to have something to watch rather than, wait, what is that exercise name again? What does that mean? What? It gets confusing sometimes. Everybody calls exercises different things. But if you want your own custom routine, I would love to make that for you. So feel free to drop me a message on here or email me or hit me up on my website. And I'm Jickety Jack everywhere. Jickety Jack here on Instagram, on Facebook too, I think. I might have changed on Facebook. I think it's on Facebook. You don't have to hit me up there. Go to my website, jicketyjack.com, wherever. You're going to find me across the internet, and I'm here to help you always to live pain-free and just feel happier and better in moving your body in a way that works for you so that you can live and enjoy your life. Have a great rest of the day.